Thrives achievers. Everything is possible to achieve if we are together. So now, our today's lesson, I shared these three questions. The first question, the second question, and also the third question. Yes. So I'll start with this question. So we linked this. So if you haven't watched our first video, you need to know how we can answer this question without difficulty. So how can you answer this question without difficulty? So we have 2 plus the root of 3, then 2 minus the root of 3. So this is in terms of what? A side. So what should you do here? So here it's simple and easy. So what should you do here when I've given you this question? So the first thing which you need to know to do, you need to make what? This. What should you do here? So you need to make the conjugate of this. And how can you make this the conjugate? I said here you just need to do what? You just need to make, if it's minus, here you add it to be plus. So what should you do here? So you multiply here times 2 plus the root of 3, even here below, you do the same thing times 2 plus the root of 3. So that is the first step you need to do. Because when you divide this, it will cancel, it will give you just what? It will give you just what we call 1. Yes. So this is simple and easy. Yes. So when you look at this, when you multiply this 2 times 2, it will give you what? So it will give you 2 plus the root of 3. Yes, even here 2 plus the root of 3. That's what it will give you. So you have 2 minus the root of 3. Even it will give you 2 plus so 2 plus the root of 3. So here you just multiply 2 times 2, it will give you what? It will give you 4. Yes. So 2 times 3, it will give you what? So plus 2 times 8, it will give you 2 the root of 3. What about here? Here what should you do? So 2 will deal with this and 2 will deal with this. Even the root of 3 will deal with this. So I have the 2 the root of 3. Even 3 times 3, it will have plus it will give you what? 3. So this is simple and easy. I've explained this in the concept and I'll repeat the same thing. So this is the same, this is easy and simple. So when you look at here, so what should you do here when you look at here? So here you just need to go direct. 2 times 2. So when you do 2 times 2 here, it will give you what? So here it will give you 2 times 2, it will give you 4 minus 2 times here, it will give you what? Plus. So it will give you 2 times here, it will give you 2 the root of 3. Yes. So I said what should you do here when it comes when dealing with this? So I recorded the video. What should you do? So I said we need to times 2 times 2, right? It will give you 4. Even this, you multiply instead of us going these times and these times. Now we just need to go direct. The root of 3 will multiply by the root of 3 here. So it will give us, when you multiply the root of 3 times the root of 3, it will give us minus the root of 3 times here, it will give you what? 3. Yes. So the root of 3 times the root of 3, it will give you 3. So when you look at here, this, so what should you do here? So you just need to correct the right term. 4 plus 3. So 4 plus 3 is what? So 4 plus 3, it will give you, which is 7. Even these are the right terms. This is 2 the root of 3 and 2 the root of 3. So which is 2 plus 2, which will give you plus 4 the root of 3. Then over 4 minus 1, it will give you 1. So this is the correct answer. So this is simple and easy. So the things we just need to do, the same thing which I've done. So if we do the same thing, then it is correct and it is simple and easy. So any question before we proceed to the next? We answer the second question which we have today. So any question before we proceed? So it is simple and easy. So these things, they are simple. They are 3 marks in the exam. Now, if it's clear, we just proceed to the next thing because this is simple. If you haven't understand this, please, you can also try to pass through our first video which you have already posted. Now let's go to this. This is the complex number. So complex number, I said they are simple and easy also. I'll share the summarized notes on complex number. So what are the things you need to know on complex numbers? So they will give you questions like this. If they give you a question like this, they want you to express in x plus I, y. So what should you do the complex numbers? So you do the same thing which, you just relate the same thing which you have done, but complex numbers, they are simple and easy. Another key things which you need to know, it is I. On complex numbers, it is I. So I, what does I mean in complex numbers? So I means it is the root of negative 1. That is what I means. So the root of negative 1, that is what I means. Yes. So it is simple and easy. So if you know that I, it is the root of negative 1. So any question they'll ask you, because they'll give you question like simplify I to the power 16. If they give you simplify I to the power 16, so what should you do here? So you just need to know that the first thing you need to know is just need to know that I know I, it is what, negative to the power 1, right? If I say I to the power 2, what does that mean? So this means that I times I, it means that this, the root of, I say the root of negative 1 times the root of negative 1. So if we do the root of negative 1 times the root of negative 1, what is the answer? So it will give you this square root will go. It will give you negative 1, negative 1. So we are remaining with negative 1. So I squared, it is negative 1. So because question they will ask you, find I to the power 16, I to the power, any number they will ask you. So you need to relate to I, which is I is equal to the root of negative 1, I squared is equal to negative 1. What is I to the power what? I to the power 3. I to the power 3. So I want to help you to understand the key concept, because if they've given you any I to the power number, you can answer without difficulties. So we know that I to the power 3, we know I to the power 2 is what? Negative 1. And we know that I is equal to the root of 3. So here we are multiplying this and this. So I to the power 3, it is negative I. Then I to the power 4 is what? So I to the power 4, it is the same. We know that I to the power 2 is what? It's negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 1, it will give you what? It will just give you 1. So here we'll answer it is 1. So we end here. So when they have given you this question to the power 16 or to the power I to the power 32, Example, they'll tell you to simplify to find the answer or the value. What should you do? So the key which will direct you, it is what? I to the power 4. That will direct you. So I to the power 4, it is the 1. So what should you do here? Remember, when we are multiplying, it means when you are multiplying like here, we need to factor out 4. So when you factor out 4 here, example, I'll give you this example. So when you factor out 4 here, yes, so when you factor out 4, it will give you what? So 16 plus 16, which is 32. So it gives you what? 8. Remember, 4 times what? Times 8. That is what it gives you. I want you to be using this when you simplifying, because I know they will ask you questions using this. So that's why the reason I want to help you to understand when you're using I to the power n value. So I to the power 4, I said you just need to factor out, because 8 plus 8 is 16. You factor out 4, because 4, I know I to the power 4 is equal to 1. So here you just need to go direct. The answer, it is 1. Now question comes in. You can ask questions, but why 1? Why have we answered 1? Why did you answer in value? Because you say I to the power 4 is 1. Remember, this means that I to the power 4, this means that we have I to the power 4 times I to the power 4 times I to the power 4 times I to the power 4. So I to the power 4, I to the power 4, I to the power. How many I to the power 4 do we need to have? We need to have 8. So that we add I to the power 4, I to the power 4, I to the power 4. Because multiplication we do what? We just add. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. It will give you, until it give you what? 32. So when they have given you any question, you just need to use 4. They usually like asking question. Usually you need to use factor out 4, like what I did here. It's I to the power 4. I just factored 4. If I factor 4, I know the answer, it is 1. So which will be 1. So that is what we answer when it is I to the power 4, or I to any value or number. Now we have this question which they have given us. Which question? So this is our question which they have given us. So our question here, it is z is equal to 2 minus 3i. That is our question. Then over 1 minus 4i. That is our question which they have asked us. Yes. So what should we do here? So the first thing, we just need to do the same thing. You rationalize. We just need to make this a conjugate. So here the conjugate of this, you just add here, it will be plus. So z, we want to express in this form. So it will be 2 minus 3i over 1 minus 4i. So 1 minus 4i. You do like this. So when you do like this, yes. So 2 minus 3i. So we just need to do the conjugate of this, which is 1 minus 4i. So 1 minus 4i, what should we do here? So try to multiply here the conjugate of this. So multiply here the conjugate of this. It will have what? You have 1 plus 4i, like this. Over the conjugate of this is the same thing with just 1 plus 4i. That is the first thing we need to do. Then you cross multiply this, so it will give you what? 2 minus 3i, which is 1 plus 4i. Then what will be the answer? So even here to be 1 minus 4i, then also it will be 1 plus 4i. So 2 minus 3i, 1 plus 4i. Then we just try to multiply 2 times 1, it will be what? It will be 2. Right? That's the first thing. 2 times 4, here it will be what? So 2 times 4, it will be what? Plus. So 2 times 4, it will be 8i. So we are going to deal with this. Negative 3i times 1, so it will be negative. So negative what? It will be negative 3i. So negative 3 times 0, so 3 times 3, it is 12. Then this is I times I, it is what? It is I squared. So when it's I squared, it means it is negative 1. So here we have 3 times 3, it is plus, so it's negative. So you have negative 3 times 3, 3 times 4 is what? It is 12. So you have negative 12. Right? So you have negative 12, 3 times which is negative 12. Then it is I to the power t to the power 2. Now, here when you look at here, this is 12I to the power 2. So 12I to the power, what is I to the power 2? I said, I've explained earlier. I to the power 2 is what? It is negative what? So which is negative 1. That is I that is I to the power 2. So here it means here it is what? Negative 1. So here it's negative 1. So here it will be plus. Yes. Yes. So here it will be. So the on top, what are the things are we going to be? What are the things will be on top? So it will be 2 plus 8 minus it will be what? 8 minus it will be 5i. Then this it will be what? I times I, it's negative I, so it will be plus 12. Yes, so plus 12. This is the things which will be on top, which is 2 plus 5i plus 12. Now 2 plus 12 is what? 2 plus 12 is what? So 12, 13, 14. So it will be 14 plus 5i. So this is the things which will be what on top. Now the bottom part or the denominator. So these are the things which will be what on top. What is what are the things will be in the denominator? So I said when we are dealing with this, we just multiply 1 times 1. It will be what? 1. Negative 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is what? 16. Now, it will give you negative 16. Now there is I. So which is I times I, which is I squared. So 4 times 4, it will give you negative 16. Since it will give you negative 16 what? I squared. Now, we know that I squared is negative 1. So here below, negative y squared, will remove it because it will give us negative 1, which will give here, it will be what? Plus. So here we'll have plus. So what are the things are we going to have? So 16 plus 1, it will be 17. So the final answer will have 14 over 17 plus 5i over 17. That is the thing we are going to have. So that is the answer which we are going to have. So the answer is simple and easy and straightforward. So that is the only thing which you need to know on it. Complex numbers. Also, you need to know the angle, how you can find the angle in complex numbers, and also how you can in two polar form, how you can change this here. This is in angular form, how you can change in polar form. Yeah, so I'll share the video, I'll share the document so that you can try to pass through it, how you can share, how you can change this into polar form. Yes, it has cos theta and sin theta. I'll share that without difficult. So let's answer the last question. So the last question which we have, it is what? X squared plus 4x minus. I like this question. So I like this question, especially the roots. So the roots, what are the things you need to know on the roots? So what are the things you need to know on the roots? So when you look at this is a squared plus 4x minus 2 is equal to 2. Where the roots, it is alpha and beta. So that is the roots. So how can you find the root of if they have given you the question, it's where the roots, it is 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. But here I wanted to help you this. When you look at here, we need to memorize this. They are the key concepts when we're dealing with the roots. So the roots deals with alpha and beta. So if they have given you alpha squared plus beta squared, you just need to know that this is the equation. We need to know alpha times beta squared minus 2 alpha beta. If they have given you alpha cubed plus beta cubed is equal to alpha beta cubed minus 3 alpha beta, then alpha times beta. So alpha to the power 4 plus beta to the power 4 is equal to alpha squared plus beta squared, then squared minus 2 alpha beta squared. So these are the key formulas. They will not give you in the exam. So you just need to know them. So when you know them, then it will be very much easier for you and simple. Now, what is the root? So the root of the equation, you learned about quadratic functions. So when you factorize for x, example, to give you x like x1, like you give x is equal to negative 3, or x is equal to negative 4. So we say these two things, we call it the roots. X is equal to negative 2 or x is equal to negative 3. That is what we call the roots. Now, also alpha and beta, that is what we call the roots of the equation. Yes. Now, the question there asks us to find where the root is 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. Now, what is the formula for alpha plus beta and alpha times beta? What are the things you need to know? So for alpha plus beta, it is negative b over a. Then alpha times beta, it is what you need to know, that it is c over a. Yes, that is the only thing which you need to know. This two formula, which is alpha times beta, c over a. Alpha plus beta, it is negative b times alpha. Now, how can you find the roots? Let me get the chalk. So how can we find the roots? So this is the formula which we use to find the root. Alpha plus beta, alpha times beta is C over A. When you look at the equation here which they have given us, it is what? X to the power 2 plus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. Right? So x squared plus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. So our A is what? So A is what? B, A is 1. B is what? B is 4. Then our C is what? Our C is negative what? Negative 2. So those are the things which we need to know. A is this, B is equal to 4, then C is equal to negative 2. Yes. So that is the things which we need to know. Now, the question here states, find the new equation, where the two roots are 1 over alpha and 1 over beta. So, the formula which we use to calculate this, we say x, that is the formula, x squared plus the sum we add. So, the sum of roots, then minus the product. Okay, we just leave it at here. So we just use from here, we just use this, right? Here it is what? It is the sum. So minus the product, yes. So here we just add, this is minus the product because that is the formula. X squared, the sum of the roots, then the product. So how can you calculate the sum of the roots here? So the sum of roots, we add, this is the root, and this is the root. So when you add this, that will be what? The sum of root which you add here. When you multiply this, 1 over the root, 1 over alpha, times 1 over beta, that is the product of the roots. So let's answer, let's find the sum of this root. So the sum of this root, right here, okay, let's delete this. So I've copied this. Now we can delete. Okay. Or you can use even here. So let's calculate the sum. So 1 over alpha, like this, you write alpha, then plus 1 over beta. You want to find the sum. So what can we do here? So 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. So this is it. You just did this. This is the fraction. So here it's alpha, beta, that is the common denominator. Then this is alpha, beta, that's the common denominator. Then alpha goes into this. It will give you what? Alpha into this. It will give you beta. Then plus alpha. So this is what you have. we know that alpha plus beta is equal to a negative b over a. Beta times alpha, it is c over a. That is the things which we have learned. Now, we just need to replace. We just need to replace alpha plus beta, we just negative b. So you know our b is what it is 4. So let's replace. So negative 4, then over a. What will be our a? So our a, it is 1. So the answer here, it is negative 4. What about a alpha times beta, which is c? Our c is negative what? Negative 2 over negative 2 over what? A is what? 1. So the answer is negative what? Negative 2. So if you have found this, it will help you. Just need to plug in this formula. So you plug here in this formula, alpha plus beta, according to the value which you have answered, it is what? Alpha plus beta, it is negative what? Negative 4. Right? Then alpha times beta, it is negative 2. So it will give you what? Negative 2 divided by negative 4 is what? It will give you 2. So these two, remember this is what? The sum of roots. The sum of roots. Yes, the sum of roots. So the sum of roots, we have answered, it is what? It is 2. Now let's go to the product of the roots. So we do the same thing. The product of the roots. So product of the roots. So the product of the roots, we do the same thing. We just 1 over alpha times c, 1 over beta. So when you multiply this, it will give you 1 alpha times beta, it will give you alpha beta. So what is the answer? It will give you 1 over what? Alpha times beta. So alpha times beta is what? It is what? It is negative 2. So negative 2. So it will give you negative 2 here. So it is negative half. That is the product. So this is the product of the root. Now we just replace here in the formula. So we just write now, which is x squared plus the sum. What is the sum which you have calculated, which will be what? 2. What is the product? It is negative 1 over 2. So it will be plus 1 over 2. Now here should have, the sum should have x. So the final answer, you can write like this, or you can multiply by what? By 2. So when you multiply by 2 here, so that this can be proper, because this is half. So it will be 2x to the power 2, then plus 4x plus this. When you multiply this 2, it will be 1. So this is the final answer. So the roots, they are simple and easy. So we end here for those questions which I shared in the group. So we end here. Thank you.